So I think it's important to work on yourself to better each other. Like, if you're going to be around each other, which usually in a relationship, like that's the person you're seeing all the time, like make sure you're coming home to somebody motivated and inspiring. Having passion outside of each other, it also gives passion in the relationship because now you guys have something to always work towards and you keep each other motivated and passionate.
I love it.
We call this episode Young Love?
We call it Young Love.
We should do Wise Love or something.
Wise Young Love.
Yeah, Wise Young.
Hello, everybody. This is Brittney and Byron, and you're listening to Dirty Laundry with B&B, a podcast about real, relatable relationships.
Transparency at its finest. We air it out and clear it up, offering couples and those seeking healthy relationships a safe, inclusive space to open the vents and find resolve.
Hello, Dirty Laundry listeners. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous week. How are you feeling, B?
Man, I'm feeling great. Man, we got another great couple with us on here today. We're so excited to interview them. And I know I say excited all the time, but like for real excited about this one here. But I mean, like you had stated earlier, we had a conversation before we started recording about kind of what we've been traversing through in life over the last couple of weeks. But just this past weekend, we got an opportunity to celebrate our youngest birthday. And man, we felt like kids again. So we had an opportunity to kind of express our youth. And it made us really think about young love. And we had conversations about how Brittney and I started dating.
Yeah, and for the listeners that don't know, Byron and I are high school sweethearts. So we started, I mean, when you're talking about young love, like we can totally relate to that subject because we were super young and went through like all the trials and tribulations. And definitely didn't know we would end up even married. You know, like when you date someone, you don't even
I mean, I mean to say it like that, but.
like, dang.
no, it's not a thought at all.
Yeah. So I'm excited to have this conversation because we do talk to a lot of married couples. We talk to a couple of people that aren't married, but I think it's such an important part of the relationship. It's what's the beginning of any serious relationship is that young part of, you know, the lust, you know, all of that, the observation. And so I'm really excited today too.
Yeah, no doubt. So without further ado, we have Byron and Mero on the line with us today. What's going on, people?
What's up, man?
Hi, guys. So we always start every episode off when we have a couple on, and we love to hear your love story. So which one of you wants to share that?
I think it's kind of something we both kind of have to share, to be honest with you. It's kind of different because we went to school together. We lived in the same neighborhood, but we just never talked. You know what I mean? Until we both had graduated high school, and we went on a date, and then we went on another date, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Okay, so wait, I need more details. So who asked who out? Like, who liked who first?
Well, she liked me first.
I don't think so because
they always claim it, Mero. It's okay.
Low key, I did like her first, probably. Yeah. but I had forgot about that. And then she, you know, social media, you know, sent a message. And kind of started from that one when she sent her message and not when I sent mine. So when I shot my shot, I missed. And when she shot her shot, she made it like Jordan. So.
Oh, yeah. You was waiting for her to come off the bench, boy. I already know. That's cool because, I mean, I remember those days like, you know, it's almost like you playing hopscotch or what's it? Double Dutch. You know, you just playing this. Yeah. You don't know who's going to shoot their shot first. Yeah. And it's funny because you experienced that at a young age, but we had a couple maybe a month ago that talked about the same thing and they're dealing with it at an older age too. So it's just people in general when it's really hard to become vulnerable and open yourself up to the possibility of someone saying no to you. So I'm glad that it worked out for you. So, all right. So y'all grew up together. Y'all was in school together. What made y'all like wait until after y'all graduated high school? Was it just a timing thing where did y'all change as people to make yourselves more attractive? Like what happened to where like it changed?
I think I don't know what changed.
I think for me, I think we just were maybe not doing the same things.
Yeah, like if I was younger, it wouldn't have worked out like that. Maybe that's why we came together later. Because when I was younger, I didn't have the same mindset I did when I got older. So I was still a kid in high school, so I probably wouldn't have been ready for no relationship, man. Not in high school, man.
Yeah, that's interesting. You got something to say on that?
Well,
Because
actually, I wanted to ask, how long have you guys been dating now?
So in November, we'll have been dating for 3 years.
That's
congratulations, y'all. That's
amazing.
what's up.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
amazing. So y'all still like each other. Y'all still, doing good. That's good. What were you going to say, though?
No, I mean, I like that because liking is important. Liking is important. Brittney, we just, celebrated our 15-year anniversary and we had some services done. When I say services done, like we went to have massages and all of that stuff done. But my masseuse was talkative. Usually I like just being able to just chill. She was running that grill. But anyway, Cheryl, what was her name? I forgot.
Carol, and you were having a whole conversation.
But she was talking about the importance of liking your partner. So yeah, always keep that thing burning because sometimes love is a choice. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get a little older, and y'all get, some years behind you, staying in love, it takes a lot of deliberate effort. But liking,
it
that's
matters.
fun.
That
That
matters
matters a lot.
I feel like that's something that's kind of big about us. I think we really do like each other, especially we enjoy being in each other's company. And then we also have similar
traits.
Traits and activities we like to do. So I feel like that's something that's big for us. We really do like each other.
We got a similar mindset too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. So when you say similar mindset, Byron, is this something that y'all had grown to learn with each other, or did y'all already have those mindsets? Did y'all share goals and ambitions with each other and you know what, that's what I want too?
On our first dates, we kind of had that conversation and was sharing our mindsets and we clicked. So from that point on, we just, I don't know.
It's only grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you had talked about, y'all being kids whenever y'all, were in high school and perhaps, the relationship thing would not have worked out well had y'all started dating earlier on. How was the transition from single life, doing whatever you want to at a very young age to being committed at a young age? What was that like for you?
It was, for me, it was different. It was really different. It wasn't bad. You know what I mean? If it was bad, I'm not the type of person to stay in a situation if I think it's bad. If I think it's bad, I'm gonna just go. But it was just different, man. That's when I had to kind of start put my big boy pants on and kind of grow up.
I love it.
I think for me, it really wasn't that hard. I think I kind of asked God for a good person with a good heart. So I did the work and I was ready when the time came. And then I'm a really big family orientated person. So I feel like I always have a lot of love to give and I was ready to give it. So I feel like it wasn't too bad for me.
It was easy. I feel like that's always the case, though. I feel like women, it's a lot easier. I don't even know why he's laughing, okay? Because it's always, the women seem to be able to commit much easier,
For me, I feel like I was like that, Mero. When I was, I loved very hard, family, and then I had even more to give too. So, I would write poems and letters and notes. I was a true romantic at 8 years old. You know what I mean? So, but when I got older though, people started taking advantage of that, And so I got scorned at 12. I don't know if y'all remember Pogs, but this girl, man, I gave my Pogs. Y'all probably don't even know what these are, but these little... I gave them to this girl and she gave them to another dude. And I was like, from this point forward, I will never trust a girl again.
Broke your heart.
So
Broke your whole heart.
At a young age. So I just didn't feel like...
Oh, they're still caught up on Pogs.
Oh. Okay.
Did y'all know what they are?
What are they?
Pumps?
Oh, snap. Okay, I love this.
Pogs.
So look at us. We're bridging the gap right now.
We're not even that old, okay, guys?
We bridging the generational gap. All right, so Pogs were kind of like trading cards, except they were on these cardboard coins and they were really thin. And they came in these cylindrical plastic containers. I gotta watch how I'm using my hand. Cylindrical containers that you put the coins in. But then also in there came a slammer, which is a heavy metal or a heavy plastic slammer. So what you would do is you put your pog in the middle and somebody else would put their pog in the middle, and then you take, or a stack of pogs, and then you would take your slammer and then bop, and whichever pogs flip over are the ones you get. So some, you know what I'm saying, they had like special ones, like holograms and all that. It was a big deal for us kids. Like we didn't have cell phones and stuff, so we was running around with cardboard coins.
What were you going to say, Byron? I couldn't hear you.
Nothing.
I have to see a picture.
I was gonna say real old school. Sounds real old.
Facts.
School.
Hey, listen.
Hey, ask your mom, or better yet, YouTube it. Guarantee it's on YouTube.
Oh, for sure. I guarantee. Yeah, it's on there for sure. Pause. And they might come back. You might want to start finding them now. But
that's true.
So yeah, she gave them away. So at that point forward, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with it. But so like when Brittney started, like, you know, we met each other. She like was digging me. I thought she was cute, but I was not interested in like or any relationships. And I think I told her that. Like, I think what I said was, I don't do girlfriends, which
Quotes.
is yeah. But it changed though.
Yeah. So you grew up. So now, Byron, now you said it was harder for you. So how was that transition? Like, were your friends like happy for you, or were they like, nah, bro, like you're gonna be caking and all that stuff? Because I know that's what Byron's friends always said to him.
They said I was
yeah, they thought like I'm not gonna say they thought it was I was joking, but they didn't take it serious at first. You know, they thought it. You know, they just thought it was a fling. I mean, like I didn't have intentions of dating her. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It kind of played out how it was supposed to play out, I guess.
Yeah, like he told me the same thing. He was like, "Oh, he doesn't really think he wants a girlfriend and all that."
And here we are 3 years later.
Yeah, but
I knew he would come around though, but
we always know, girl. We always know. So what about you, Mero? Like, did you have any, like, were your friends, I'm sure it's totally different because women are different. Did they like have any like, no, I don't think he's right for you. You know, you're still young. You should just be single and date.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think anybody said anything. I know I told my cousin, I was like, I wanted to date him, and then it happened, and then I don't know. I don't think my friends had any doubts. And then when she met him, she liked him. He was easygoing and he was respectful to everybody. So people liked him.
Nice. So the transition was pretty easy for you. And then Byron, it was a little bit harder for you, but you still made time. I assume you both are still really young. So you're still able to make time with your friends and hang out with your friends, I assume. And you have a pretty good, healthy balance, or no?
Yeah, I would say healthy for me, because right now, and
for you,
I'm saying for me and my friends, for me and my friends, it's healthy for me on my part because, like, I'm at the age where I kind of like, I don't know, like I'm kind of growing a lot, so like I don't want to hang around all day and just go hang around, do this and I don't know. I did a lot of that in high school, so that's kind of a good and bad. Like it was bad I was doing that kind of at a young age, but it's also good I got it out the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of out there. So it's good. It's good. I spend a good amount of time with them. Not too much time.
That's good. It's good. Friends are important. So
how about you, Mero? Do you feel like you're finding enough time for like your personal relationships too, outside of Byron?
Yeah, I'm like a friends person, so I never like just leave my friends, and I always talk on the phone with them. And then when I was in school, I always went to study with them since Byron had like a work schedule. And
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both work a lot now, so really phone calls. We make a lot of phone calls to our friends because I work 6 days a week and she works like basically 5-6 days a week too. So
yeah,
we just call our friends a lot to make sure we check up on them.
Yeah, and we're
not too much hanging out though. Like it's some hanging out, but not too much though.
Yeah, and there's been like a lot of changes. Like a lot of my friends, they actually moved because we're all done with school and stuff. So
like if it ain't playoff time, in the NBA, we watching the game or something. Me and my friends, we don't really hang out too much. When it's playoff time, we get together and we watch the games. But other than that, it gotta be like a big event or something, like a fight or something. I don't know, boxing fight for us to hang out.
No, I think it's good. And I want to ask this. I'm kind of going to transition a little bit. I think that's really great. Sounds like you guys have a pretty healthy balance. And just speaking for Byron and I think we found that in college when we were older, but not so much in high school. I think we struggled a lot. I was a athlete too. So like it was just sports and I worked and it was a lot of things. So I'm going to kind of transition, but bring it in. It also caused a lot of conflict. You guys don't really have that issue. It doesn't sound like conflict wise, but when you're young, how do you guys handle conflict? And really, do you feel like you have a lot of conflict? Are there big things that you still have to get over until you're maybe in another level of your relationship?
I think maybe well, it's not really anything we can control right now, but like I said, we are at like a transitioning period of our lives a little bit. Like I'm waiting to go to school again, so we're not really sure like where that's gonna be at or how that's gonna go. And then Byron, he does a lot of his content work, and then with the career he chose to, it has to be like sometimes in one place for a long period of time. So that's really mainly like our biggest thing, but we just take it day by day. And other than that, communication is something we found to be like important with conflict.
Yeah, very important. She's better at that than I am though. But I get better though. I'm getting better. I'm better than I was. So
That's all that matters, growth.
Yeah, it is a never-ending battle for sure, communicating, especially as a man, because, you're taught at a young age that you need to kind of grin and bear it, and hold it in and be tough and get through it. But what I found though is, I have a partner now where like I can have a safety net and I can express some of those emotions. She'll tell you, I won't tell them all, but some of those emotions where, I can get some of that off my chest and we can kind of talk about things. But I love that y'all use the word communication, because we were not doing what y'all are doing right now at y'all age.
No.
Like, and people, and I say this word a lot, but people thought we were aimless, or thought I was aimless in some of the decisions that we were making because we weren't intentional. And it sounds like you guys are being very, very organized and deliberate in the decisions that y'all making, which is outstanding.
Yeah, so that's like, especially since you brought up that word, like that's kind of like a big word in our relationship, being intentional about the things we want.
yeah, she uses that.
Yeah, I use that a lot. It's like my thing. I'm like, I want certain things in life, so I have to be at the places. I have to do the work. And, you just have to be intentional about everything you do to get what you really want. So that's like a big thing in our relationship.
I love it.
I like that. So, all right. So like right now, are y'all grinding years? So like, I mean, we got it. Like y'all are being very communicative and y'all being very intentional. What we experienced when we are y'all age is like a lot of naivety, if you will. We were super naive and we just thought things were going to fall into place, but y'all are doing it the right way. But like, so when y'all are communicating, like what type of goals and aspirations do y'all have, not only for yourselves individually, but then in your relationship, and then what steps are you taking to achieve those?
Both individual and in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
So with the individual, it's just like both of us like growing in our careers and what we want to do, and focusing on like what our goals are in our careers. Like me, it's to become just a really dope barber and just have my barbershops have, multiple streams of income coming in, getting the real estate, do my content, and make sure my pages on social media are doing well, and just that type of stuff. And she keeps me on pace with all that. Like I said, she always tells me like, be intentional. If you want your page to do this, then be intentional when you put this out, put that out. Be intentional about the people you want to, whose hair you want to cut, the people you want around you. It's just
right.
Yeah. With the relationship, our goals are like we've been talking about it whenever she's done with law school, or even figures out where she wants to go. After that, we're going to figure out another place to go, because we plan on moving somewhere after she graduates law school. So just like working towards that again with the social media, just make sure I'm tagging those cities that we thinking about going to. And yeah.
That's smart. I like it. And that's good that she supports you.
Yeah,
she supports me a lot.
We support each other for real.
Yeah, we support each other.
I think what you like anybody maybe needs to find out, or I don't know if other people have found out. Like sometimes like like, yeah, we're together, but just focusing on your own things, it helps you build towards things together too at the same time. So like we're in like really different places, like in career wise. Like
Yeah,
mine is I have to go to a little bit more school than he does, but
a
I
lot
don't
more
know.
school. But like my career before she like I'm already in it, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like that's probably why we're like you said maybe you were careless younger. I feel like that kind of helps. Like maybe you were both in school, maybe that's harder. But with one of us already having like more financial, is it freedom? I don't know. That's
Yeah.
helps
We were
each
broke.
Yeah, I'm broke, but Byron, he works really hard, so that helps
Yeah.
us out. Yeah, and then I'm about to go to law school next year, so I'm working on my
That's
LSAT right
awesome.
now, and I'm about to take that in October.
figuring out what we're
Yeah.
gonna do while she's in law school, how that's
Yeah,
gonna play out, and just being there supporting her through her own journey while also working, towards mine.
That's awesome. I love it. And I think like it never changes, to be honest. I'm listening to you guys and we went, we joined the Air Force 6 months after we got married. Byron joined the Air Force. And like, that was not part of the plan. Like, I didn't even want him to go to the Air Force. Like, it was a whole thing. I was like, I don't know. We just got married. And like, again, just like having to support. So like, I say that to listeners because it literally never changes. Like listening to you guys say that and you're young and you're in your grinding years, like, there's still things that we wanted to do. And there's still things we do now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that we still have to support each other, that are individual goals. So I love to hear that. It's awesome. And I
Yeah.
think that's important for anyone in a relationship to know. You have to support that person because I think that it will do you a disservice to your relationship if you don't support your significant other, because eventually you're going to become the resentment and the reason why they were never successful.
100%.
yo,
That's a good point.
Yeah. But it's awesome.
Like trying
Yeah.
to keep that. So when I'm working towards my goals and doing what I'm doing, like I'm at the barbershop a lot. I'm on my, on my phone or tablet or laptop a lot because I'm making content, and I just check in with her like, hey, am I like just making sure I got time for her, and not just
Yeah.
all that time. Because like what I'm doing is I'm grinding for like a better future, but that future is gonna be with her, and it's gonna be essentially like kind of for me and her. So like I can't forget that part of it as I'm grinding. I don't know. I just got to make sure she's cool.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. You keep saying I don't know, but man, dog. Like,
But it kind of sounds like you know.
Yeah, you know. But that's just from humility, man. And I love it. Like y'all are doing very, very well relationally, and I think that a lot of young people can learn, and older folks. I mean, because y'all spitting game. Like a lot of relationships in general, couples in general, can learn from just the things that y'all talk about already, being communicative and intentional and forward thinking.
Yeah.
And then I love, like, we haven't used the phrase yet, but I love how you guys are expressing your goals with one another. And then you said, Byron, she's holding me to it, which means to me she's your accountability partner, and you're the same for her, which means that like y'all are really striving for each other. Like, and that's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire to especially do it right now at the age y'all are right now.
Yeah, she definitely my motivation, man. A big part of it, at least. Like sometimes I get burned out and I just remember like, we finna this move in 3-4 years. I'm just thinking for the future, and just that's all I think about for real.
Yeah, because man, hey, bones and ligaments ain't as limber as they were when you're young, so your energy levels is gonna shoot down. So
I'm only 24, man. I can't just go out there and just hoop. You know what I mean? I gotta warm up or something now.
Yeah, that started. It must be in the genes because it just started happening to me like early in life. I go do intramural basketball or something and pull something real fast. But the same is true. It's crazy. But same is true like in relationships, man. So yeah, I love how y'all talk about how you want to just get out there and get it grinding out right now, and you both know that you're both working really hard to safeguard what y'all have planned in the future.
And real quick, what advice do you guys have to young couples that are struggling to communicate and maybe do have their individual goals and still have a successful relationship? What advice would you give? Like, what are things that help you guys?
My mindset, I would say, helps me. Like, just going back to, like, I don't know, like, just grow up and just look towards the future. That's literally all I would all the advice I would give. Like, just think about what it could be in the future and just think about that and just grind towards that.
So I think it's important to work on yourself to better each other. Like, if you're going to be around each other, which usually in a relationship, like that's the person you're seeing all the time, like make sure you're coming home to somebody motivated and inspiring and, like having passion outside of each other. It also gives passion in the relationship because now you guys have something to always work towards and you keep each other motivated and passionate.
I love it.
We call this episode Young Love?
We call it Young Love.
We do Wise Love.
Wise Young Love.
Yeah, Wise Young.
This is what I heard. From Byron, I heard look in the present, right? Look forward. But that also means don't feel like you're missing out on anything in my mindset. Like, you know what I mean? Your mindset is like, what other people are doing really doesn't matter. That's what I'm hearing.
Like, 10, 20 years from now, like, people are not going to remember you going to the club or you going to the party or you going on that trip. Like, people, man, just grind, man, because you can do all that later.
You absolutely can. And then from Mero, I heard don't settle for someone that doesn't want to do anything in life.
You know what's crazy about that?
That's what I summed up in my brain.
You know what's crazy about that? But see, I think what's crazy about that is like, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. You know what I mean? Like, and I still kind of don't.
Rapper, sorry.
Yeah, hey, stop. Hey, now, come on, hey. No, but for real, like I did a lot of different things that didn't mesh well with being in a committed relationship. And I mean, I wasn't working legitimately, I wasn't, I didn't have the best circle, so like, I feel like I learned what I wanted to do and I learned who I wanted to be through being in a relationship, if that makes sense. Like I learned a lot from you and I hope that you learned something from me too. But I think that, iron sharpens iron. And what's crazy about when you start having a relationship at a young age, I do feel like sometimes we're at a disadvantage. An advantage because you're young and you're spry and you're excited and it's all that lust and love and excitement. But then at a disadvantage because you haven't experienced anything. You know what I mean? So it's so important to like grow together. And I feel like that's what y'all are doing, based on what y'all provided on today.
I feel like, sometimes you can say you haven't experienced, but like, what can you not experience like together that, it's really only one thing you couldn't experience together that you wouldn't alone, I feel like. Right? Am I tripping?
No, speak that.
Yeah, break it down for me. So you're saying that if you were going to experience something, it would be individually. So now you're just forced to experience it with someone else. Am I understanding that right?
Like being single, the really only difference is like maybe you can't experience other people, but like if Byron wanted to go, like say be in the Air Force, I feel like that I would kind of support that, and he's willing, he could do that. And if he didn't want to do barbering today, he wanted to try something else. Like I feel like he could still do that with me, but I'm not outside of that. I don't really know what he couldn't be able to do. Maybe with kids, maybe that's different.
Mero, that is such a good point. Like, now that I understand what you were trying to say, I get it. And that is so true. And I think that comes from a supportive significant other to be able to do that. I 100% agree with you. If you've listened to any other episodes, I said if I wanted to be a doctor tomorrow, nobody would stop me, including my children. I 100% applaud you for that because that's what every significant other needs is someone that can say, there's literally nothing you can't do. I got your back. Where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
I got it. I'm with you. I'm with you. I love it. I feel like you guys have a great foundation and it's wonderful. Much cleaner than our early years.
Bro, yeah. I mean, but I feel like, and I think that's what I meant by like experience, because I feel like we went through the muck and that icky stuff because we didn't know how to properly treat another person or to, express compassion or be empathetic or to provide time for that individual to cool down instead of hopping right into hostile environment type of communication situation. So I think that we, like you said, Mero, like I like how you said, like, I mean, yeah, like maybe we haven't done that before in another relationship, but we can express that with one another, and we can't be afraid to do that. We shouldn't shy away from conflict with each other because it's going to happen, and I mean, it still happens. So, but we figure out ways to do that. But again, it goes back to being an accountability partner and that trust partner with that person that you're in a relationship with. So I love that. That's dope.
Also, you had said something that I thought was really important too. You had talked about how before getting in the relationship or while you were in the relationship, you didn't really know what you wanted to do. And I'm not sure, was that the same for you, Brittney, or like you already knew what you wanted to do?
I've been knowing what I wanted to do since I was like 10, so no.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was gonna say I feel like that's like been what has been like my greatest strength. Like I feel like I was just like you. Like when I was a little kid, I was probably third, fourth grade. I told my parents exactly what I wanted to do and I stuck to it. But like with Byron, he's way more free than me, and it inspires me and it always pushes me to like look at things from all different ways. And I really appreciate that, somebody that's not just so stern as me.
Right. So like matter of fact, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I was asked, there was something we said too earlier, and I was laughing because Byron made a face. There was a point in time, we dated for 7 years, y'all, first of all, but we were also really young. And I remember like, I would always like make hints, like, I feel like we need to get married because if we don't get married, then like, where are we going with this? And it used to drive him crazy. And he would like, much like you, Mero, like, I'm very like, this is how I want it to be. And I had to just like, stop talking about it. It became like a thing in our relationship. He's like, if you bring it up one more time, like if you talk about it one more time, like, so, I mean, there are times that I have to be like, you know what, just let life roll. And it's definitely helped me to do that, to learn that.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Let life roll.
Yeah.
Sorry that she brought that up, Byron. No pressure, bro.
No,
But,
none
yeah.
at all. I was just thinking about when we were young. That was always like a big, conversation, and like it always drove you crazy.
Well, for me, like much like Byron, like I feel like relationships should be organic and flow. And just like I want my life to just like, I just kind of roll with the punches and just be flexible. And I love how like just experiencing new things and seeing how things work out in our relationship as opposed to just having things like this, But I will say that you providing structure and providing organization has really helped me personally, and then also us together too, especially as being a father. Like I've learned that, all right, some things can't just be, flex and fluid. You gotta be, organized, and you gotta provide some structure too. So I did learn that from you for sure.
Yeah.
So for you, Byron, what do you think? So like, I know Mero had stated how, she had learned how, not to be so stern and strict. What have you learned from her that you feel like has helped you personally?
So when I get upset or if there's like a problem or something, don't like sulk in you being upset. Just attack the problem, man. And she taught me that for real. Like I would just get upset. And I mean, of course I would still attack the problem, but I would be doing it in like a negative energy. But she taught me like that don't even help the problem. Just attack the problem.
I feel like this is a great episode.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much more to be said, but I feel like, man, y'all hit so many great points throughout our discussion today. So I just want to say thank y'all again for stepping in with us. There's a lot to be said about young love. And, I think that sometimes, especially when we started dating, all the old heads in our family be like, what are y'all doing? Y'all need to be in a relationship. What are you? Then here we are, 22 years later. And here y'all, in your early journey, just already mapping things out of what y'all want to do and what y'all want to be, and not hindering each other from achieving your personal goals too. So that's amazing.
And respecting each other. No matter where the relationship goes in the future, we wish nothing but the best for you. But it sounds like you both are mature. You know what you want, and you can only be successful from here. So that's great. And I think that's a wrap for you. Young love.
Any parting words for y'all?
Thanks for having us on, man. It was fun. This was a nice conversation. Dirty laundry, man.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, we'll have to do it again. Maybe not with the mics and stuff, but we'll make another date. We'll connect.
That's right.
And
That's
I
right.
want all your listeners to follow Barber page. Byron.
Yes, put the plug.
Yeah. Put that in there. We'll put it in the show notes or something, man. No
Byron.
doubt.
On Instagram, TikTok too, right?
TikTok, Instagram.
Okay.
Byron.
There it is.
We'll put
Hey.
it in the notes. We'll put the link in there.
All right, bet.
Yes.
All
Good
right,
looking
fam.
out.
Thank y'all so much. Hey,
Thank you for having
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
No
Thank
doubt.
you.
hey, Dirty Laundry listeners, thank y'all again for another episode. Again, this is a platform for us to be transparent, open, and honest, having great communication, and just discussions with real life, relatable couples that are trying to figure things out just like you are and we are. So just thank you again for all of your support. We just ask that y'all continue to send y'all questions, your comments, and follow us on all of your social media platforms and listen to us on all of your podcast platforms.
Yeah. And if you didn't catch what they said today, make sure that you're always supporting one another, looking towards the future, and just really focusing and being intentional about your decisions in your relationship. And I think that goes for all relationships, not just young love. So thanks for their wisdom today. That's been wonderful.
100%. Hey, thanks again, y'all. Be blessed. Be you. Just be. We out.
I'm blessed to be me. I'm so blessed to be blessed to be